This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. The title of this rant is Why the Democrats Cannot Compromise on Infrastructure. And that's because it's still too low. So basically, the Republicans have had basically a hostile takeover of, let's just say, the economic and tax legislation over the last 50 years as they've tried to decrease the government's involvement. And where it's really, really hurting us right now is on infrastructure. So this economic and tax hostile takeover that they've done has been basically to try to neuter the government from doing things. Now, we used to do big things, and we know that we can do this type of stuff. We had the New Deal in the 30s. We won World War II. Yes, by the end of, World War II didn't start for us until almost 1942. By the early 1945, we were capable of making almost 50,000 planes per month. That is because the government took over and did what was necessary to win the war. All right. But of course, the Republicans are neutering this, and basically they are trying to tarnish and destroy the government as what I would say is a functional entity. And when it comes to infrastructure, we've been talking about this 25 years or more. This has been something that has been a thorn in the government investing in our future for quite some time, because the Republicans has been unrelenting about raising taxes to do this, or to decide that, yes, we need to fully invest into our future. And what we have coming up, and if it passes, and I certainly do hope it passes, we need to consider it just a down payment on what needs to be going on to the future. Now, I know that Joe is seeing McConnell and McCarthy today. I'm not quite sure in what respect that they're doing it. I'm not sure if that's coming up, but I do know that some other Republicans are going to meet with him tomorrow, and they're going to tout the fact that they're trying to increase their portion or their offer from $600 billion to $800 billion, which is basically minuscule compared to what is really necessary. And that $600 billion to $800 billion, again, is basically smoke and mirrors financing. And half of the stuff that was in there was stuff that was already in legislation to be done. So they weren't actually, so they were basically only offering not even a tenth of what Joe was say is needed. And again, that's still not enough. And of course, what McConnell has said all along, that he's 100% against anything that Biden has done. He's also 100% against raising taxes, especially on corporations and especially on the wealthy, on getting that done. And that is what is necessary to get this done. We need a wholesale paradigm shift into the fact that the richest of the rich are so filthy rich, they don't even know what to do with their money. And that we need to be able to make an investment, because 90% of the people make $400,000 or less, and 50 or 60% or 70% make $50,000 or less, or $100,000 or less. People trying to get kids into college, they don't have an extra $30,000 or $40,000 lying around to put them into college. We need all of this so that we can maintain our lead in the world, because the world is quickly passing us in many, many respects. And the Republicans insistent on not investing, on not making large corporations and the rich pay for this. Again, we need to do this, because this is just a down payment, and it is just a start, because we need to rocket ourselves now into the 22nd century.